Alright, welcome back to another Art of War 3 replay. I'm your host, JEONG SINAH, and today we're going to be doing our first ever clan 2v2 in the Goodfellas clan. I'm going to be the green Confederate player, my ally Kinezul is going to be the blue Confederate player. So let's go and get into it. We're going to be facing off against two resistance players who are both multi-time medalists. So this is actually going to be a short but exciting matchup. Let's see how it unfolds. So both kinezul and I have double naval shipyards on the battlefield. Kinezul's getting a scout onto the red player. We can see red is already HQ3, has 8 supply centers, has some pretty good infrastructure down overall. We see an Avia factory, so we might see some dragonflies on the battlefield. Kinezul is starting to produce Vikings. I'm starting to produce Vikings as well. I've got a few ground troops though, a couple coyotes coming in to try and scout my base, but I'm producing hammers to take out those coyotes so I don't have to deal with them. I'm going to go ahead and drop down a special vehicle factory as well, just so I can get some Typhoons out, just in case. But my primary build is going to be Vikings. Kinezul tells me that I should go for some Poseidons, but unfortunately my Poseidons are stock. They don't have any upgrades on them, so it is not worth it for me to produce them. Kinezul is moving some ground troops onto the large container on his side, and he's got hammers, some infantry, and a Typhoon, so he's going to be able to secure this container pretty easily here. And we can see that last grenadier getting cleaned up. Meanwhile, on my side, I've secured Vikings around the large naval container there. And we can see that Kinezul is going to go ahead and launch an attack. I'm going to push an assault on the plateau here, just to get those riflemen away from the middle of the map. I've just about finished securing that resource container. And Kinezul's setting up his ships in a nice line. He's got a good mix of Vikings and Poseidons. So here we go now, first naval engagement of the battle. Red's got some torpedo platforms, they got an alligator in production, they got 3 alligators coming in, and those alligators are so strong, they are ripping apart Kinezul's Vikings. And Kinezul's Vikings, even though they're not maxed, are probably stronger than mine, considering that Kinezul is ranked 20. And here come my Vikings though, but look at it, my Vikings are getting destroyed by these gators. These gators are so strong. And it looks like Kinezul is doing very poorly right now. Those Poseidons are getting absolutely crushed by these gators. It is free-for-all feast for these gators, and Poseidons are on the menu. Those Poseidons are desperately now trying to retreat towards Kinezul's base. The gators are in pursuit though. It looks like Kinezul is going to lose a Poseidon there. Vikings are starting to come out for Kinezul. Kinezul is going to try to take on these gators, but this is a lot of gators closing in on Kinezul's base. So at this point things are not looking too good for us. More gators are pouring in from the red side. I'm trying to send my Vikings in to try and reinforce as best as I can. As for the gators here, looks like they are cleaning up the last bits of Kinezul's ships, and they're starting to get really close to hitting the production here. So it's not looking good for Kinezul. Got 3 Vikings there taking out an alligator. 1 more Vikings coming out for Kinezul. Kinezul's got 2 Vikings in production, but let's see if he can get those Vikings out in time. Another gator gets cleaned up by my Vikings. So my Vikings are in a position to cut off reinforcements from the red player. Let's see if we can try to save this naval shipyard. Kinezul is going to lose the naval shipyard though. Kinezul's only down to 1 naval shipyard. I'm trying to move reinforcements in as much as possible. I've got pretty close to full command points. Some of it split with ground troops and the rest of it going towards naval units. So looks like we were able to stop the attack from the red player, which is good. Red is teching up to HQ4 though, and has possibly already finished, so we need to attack now. If we let red get max gators for command points, we're going to be finished. Here we go, we got 6 Vikings here, 5 on my end and 1 from Kinezul. We cleaned up a torpedo platform there. Looks like we got gators now starting to pour in for the red player. Red is upgrading a naval shipyard there on the side, and looks like there's less gators than Vikings there. And here we go, yellow's launching a ground assault with dragonflies, but I was anticipating that move, and it looks like my ground force is doing a good job countering. Meanwhile, on the water, we're still not doing so well. These beefed up gators are just shredding my Vikings. We were able to clean up Yellow's assault force very nicely, so we're going to be able to hold that middle space. Looks like we're able to finish this last gator off, but my Viking is very heavily damaged. There is no way I can reach the torpedo platform. 2 more gators are coming in. One of those deltas gets taken out, the other one gets taken out. Kinezul is going to move 2 more Vikings in. Is trying to take out that torpedo platform. Those gators are dishing out heavy damage against the Vikings though, and those torpedo platforms are dishing out damage as well. And both of these Vikings are going to get cleaned up by the gators. So it's really hard for us to push assault on the naval side. So Kinezul is going to change it up. He's going to push a ground assault onto red. Let's see how it pans out in a little bit. I'm trying to send more Vikings over to take out the red player. Here we go. Kinezul making the move onto the red player. He's got hammers, fire assaults, and regular assaults. My Vikings still trying to dish out damage against these gators. But again, these gators are so strong. They're dishing out a ton of damage. Kinezul is now producing more Vikings as well. These Vikings are slowly closing on the red player. Looks like Hawks are coming in from the yellow player. Yellow trying to defend the base and is single-shotting those Typhoons. Meanwhile, on the water, more gators are pouring in for the red player, and they are destroying my Vikings. My Vikings are getting crushed on the water here. It's not looking good right now for the water side, but on the land side, Kinezul is making some really good progress here, and he's starting to take out some important infrastructure and production. 3 more Vikings coming in for Kinezul. Let's see where these Vikings are headed. They're headed straight for the gators and that torpedo platform. And it looks like red's actually starting to run out of gators on the water. Both Kinezul and I have been relentlessly producing Vikings to reinforce the front line in the water. And now we're starting to get into the rest of the red player's base. Red is slowly running out of infrastructure. Red's going to lose the Avia factory. We see that there is a gator in production at that shipyard. But this other level 2 shipyard is going to get cleaned up. The shipyard goes down. Meanwhile, on my side, I'm pushing a ground assault onto the yellow player. Going to put some pressure on yellow so that the Hawks don't go for Kinezul. So Kinezul is now moving in the forces, taking out the supply center. My forces are starting to put pressure now on yellow. Yellow is forced to divert Hawks over. I'm sending some Vertex over as well. And looks like we've got 5 Vikings, 6 Vikings total in the area. We're going to clean up that last shipyard. Hawk goes down there. And now we have full naval supremacy. And we're going to be able to push onto the red player. And at this point, it is pretty much good game. The rest of it is us just doing contracts. Alright, hope you all enjoyed this battle. Good luck in your battles. We'll see you in the next one.